All right, welcome to another edition of From the Stretch. I am Jason DeCanio, your host, ready to go. Episode number 11 on this December 10th, 2024. It is Tuesday, officially now 15 days till Christmas, and I hope you're getting everything ready to go. And if you haven't, and you're just not participating in Christmas because you don't believe in Christmas, well, that's fine too. However, you choose to celebrate this Christmas season, we hope you're in good spirits no matter what the situation. All right. Now, for the first of the ways we're going here tonight, I actually had to put in another one of these and I forgot to do that. So I'm going to put in the three that I need to put in. So let me go through that real quick. That doesn't take that long to put them in. There we go. Okay, now we're good and we're set and ready to go. So we have three more current events ready for you. And to start it off, tonight we have the Treaty of Paris, forging a new era of American influence. Yes, 1898 marked the official conclusion of the Spanish-American War. And this conflict that had begun earlier that year in April, often referred to as a splendid little war by U.S. Secretary of State John Hay, was brief but pivotal, highlighting America's growing military and political influence. We'll look at the story of how and where, and how it finally ended after a long battle. Then we'll go to 1901 with a legacy of excellence. The first Nobel Prizes are awarded. Yes, marking the beginning of an unparalleled legacy in honoring human achievement established by the will of Alfred Nobel, the Swedish chemist and inventor of dynamite. The prizes aim to recognize those who have conferred the greatest benefit to humankind. And we'll look at the history of how it all became what it is today, but back to 1901. And then we will jump another 37 years later to 1948 with the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Yes, this marked a watershed moment as the United Nations General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This historic document, born from the ashes of World War II, was a bold commitment to protecting the dignity, rights, and freedoms of every individual worldwide. And it also set a new standard for human rights as well. So let's take a look at all three and ready to go. And there they are in all of its glory. We've got our ticker, and let's start with the Treaty of Paris, forging a new era of American influence. To 1898 we go, folks. Yes. The war itself was largely fueled by American support for Cuban independence from Spanish colonial rule and heightened by sensationalist journalism, which stirred public sentiment. The U.S. victory in the war cemented its position as a global power, and the Treaty of Paris formalized this newfound status by granting the United States control over several former Spanish colonies. Now, under the treaty, Spanish ceded Guam, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines to the United States and relinquished its claim to Cuba. For these territories, this transfer marked the beginning of a new era under American administration. And while Guam and Puerto Rico were integrated as U.S. territories, the Philippines faced a more complex and contentious transition, leading to the Philippine-American War shortly afterward. This territorial expansion signified the United States' emergence as an imperial power. It also raised significant questions about the nature of American democracy and its commitment to self-determination, as the acquisition of overseas territories contrasted with the nation's foundational principles of liberty and independence. But the Treaty of Paris not only reshaped the geopolitical landscape of the late 19th century, but also left a lasting legacy on international relations and U.S. domestic policies. The acquisition of Guam and Puerto Rico introduced new cultural and political dynamics within the United States, and while debates over the governance of the Philippines highlighted tensions between imperialism and anti-imperialist sentiments. Today, the treaty's effects are still visible, And Puerto Rico and Guam remain U.S. territories, with residents continuing to navigate their unique political statuses. In the Philippines, the treaty marked the beginning of a complex relationship with the United States, transitioning from colonial rule to independence in 1946. And additionally, the treaty set a precedent for the United States' engagement in global affairs, laying the groundwork for its role as a dominant world power throughout the 20th century. The Treaty of Paris of 1898 remains a landmark event in American history, encapsulating the nation's rise to imperial prominence and the complexities of its expanding global influence. It continues to spark discussions about the intersection of power, governance, and the principles of freedom and equality. And there you have it. The first of the three current events. Now we take you to the next one, going to 1901, where we are treated to the first Nobel Prizes that are awarded. Yes. Here they are. There is Alfred Nobel, I guess. The recipients of the first Nobel Prizes were pioneers in their respective fields. Willem Röntgen was honored in physics for his discovery of X-rays, while Jacobus van 't Hoff received the chemistry prize for his work in chemical thermodynamics. Emil von Behring was awarded the medicine prize for his development of a serum therapy for diphtheria, saving countless lives. Sully Prudhomme received the literature prize, and the peace prize went jointly to Frederick Passy and Henry Dunant, recognizing their efforts in promoting peace and humanitarian work. The Nobel Prizes were the result of Alfred Nobel's remarkable vision for the future. A man of contradictions, Nobel amassed great wealth through his invention of dynamite and other innovations, but harbored concerns about the destructive potential of his creations. His will, drafted in 1895, reflected his desire to leave a lasting legacy that fostered progress, peace, and the betterment of humanity. Nobel's decision to establish the prizes was met with skepticism and legal challenges, particularly from his family, who were surprised by his philanthropic intentions. However, Nobel's executors persevered, ensuring that his vision became a reality. All the selection committees, based in Sweden and Norway, were tasked with identifying individuals whose work aligned with Nobel's ideals. More than a century later, the Nobel Prizes remained one of the most prestigious accolades in the world, and they have inspired generations of scientists, writers, and activists to strive for excellence in their work. The awards have also expanded over time, and in 1968, the Sveriges Riksbank established the Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences, broadening the scope of recognition. The prizes continue to highlight critical global issues, from groundbreaking scientific discoveries to the pursuit of social justice. Nobel Peace Prize laureates such as Martin Luther King Jr., Malala Yousafzai, and the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons remind the world of the importance of unity and activism. The Nobel Prizes serve as a beacon of hope and a call to action for addressing humanity's greatest challenges. The annual Nobel Prize ceremonies remain a powerful symbol of human ingenuity and resilience, held in Stockholm, Sweden, and Oslo, Norway. These events honor the spirit of innovation and altruism that Alfred Nobel envisioned. The tradition of awarding the prizes on December 10th underscores the enduring relevance of this moment in history. And the story of the first Nobel Prize exemplifies how one individual's vision can create a ripple effect of progress and inspiration. And as we reflect on this day in history, we celebrate not only the achievements of the inaugural laureates, but also the enduring power of human creativity, collaboration, and hope. Good stuff. Now we jump 37 years up to the milestone of humanity, the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Whew. 1948 is the year, and this marked a watershed moment as the United States National General Assembly, or the United Nations, adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This historic document, born from the ashes of World War II, was a bold commitment to protecting the dignity, rights, and freedoms of every individual worldwide. It set a new standard for human rights, declaring them universal, inalienable, and indivisible. Now, the adoption of the UDHR was deeply rooted in the global trauma and atrocities of World War II. The war's devastation highlighted the dire need for an international framework to prevent the violation of basic human rights. And as millions suffered under oppressive regimes and genocide, the global community recognized the urgency of uniting to uphold the principles of justice, equality, and human dignity. Eleanor Roosevelt, chair of the drafting committee, played a pivotal role in shaping the UDHR. She, along with representatives from diverse cultures and legal traditions, ensured the document was inclusive and reflective of humanity's shared values. And then on December 10th of 1948, the UN General Assembly in Paris adopted the UDHR with 48 votes in favor, none against, and 8 abstentions, a testament to its broad acceptance. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights was the first global acknowledgement that human rights are inherent to all individuals, regardless of race, religion, gender, or nationality. Its 30 articles encompass a wide range of civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights, including the right to life, freedom from torture, and the right to education and work. The UDHR's adoption was groundbreaking, laying the groundwork for numerous human rights treaties, declarations, and organizations. And that became the foundation for international human rights law, inspiring documents like the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. The UDHR continues to influence modern society, serving as a moral compass and a legal framework for addressing human rights issues. Its principles guide the work of the United Nations, non-governmental organizations, and governments worldwide in their efforts to promote equality, combat discrimination, and support marginalized communities. In a world still grappling with human rights challenges, the UDHR remains a symbol of hope and progress. From the global movements advocating for gender equality and racial justice to efforts to protect freedom of expression and privacy in the digital age, the UDHR's legacy is evident. And as we commemorate today, December 10th, we are reminded of the enduring importance of this seminal document. It calls on all humanity to work collectively toward a world where every person's rights are respected, protected, and fulfilled. A vision as relevant today as it was in 1948. And there you have it, folks. 3 current events that distinguish today, December 10th, 2024. Very interesting information to pass on to you. And that's going to do it for this edition of From the Stretch. We will see you tomorrow for more current events that deal with December 11th. And let's see how far we can go back in time to look at more great stuff from the stretch. I'm Jason Icanio, thanking you again. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye-bye.